And welcome everybody to the NARC Dirt Midgets here at the Charlotte Dirt Track. My name is Thomas Brandon. Thank you very much for joining me tonight as we've got our NARC non-wing double header where we have got the Dirt Midgets at Charlotte and then followed that by the non-wing 410 sprint cars at Volusia. So interesting run tonight is we've got about 18 cars or so. Had a little update to the tire a few weeks ago here on the sim, and most people were not overly excited or happy about it. Car counts have definitely gone down over the last couple of weeks, and we'll be seeing some changes with it here in the next week or two, and after that I imagine we'll see things pick back up. But until then, it's really been pretty interesting on the track. These things have become super technical, more technical than they were before, and really hard to drive. And they've really lost a lot of their forward bite, which has made a lot of people not really like them. But overall, like I said, still pretty good action on the track, so we'll see what we can get tonight, as right now they are just running in the track hot laps here at Charlotte, so we should be qualifying here in just a moment. Oh yeah, well, welcome to the stream, John. Yep, broadcasting tonight. It's been we were running a little late to the start of the broadcast. I didn't get a chance to get things set up the way I was supposed to today. This is only the third time I've broadcasted, second time by myself, but I've been talking about it on my personal live streams all this week. It's been a crazy week, and my dad was, in a horrible motorcycle accident, and we thought he was coming home yesterday, and then they discovered he's got, another bone broken in his leg, and his pelvis is actually broken, and all this stuff. And so we were told that he wasn't going to be back till next week. And so I was gonna, we got told that today, and I was like, oh, well, I don't need to build the wheelchair ramp until, this weekend. And then about 2 hours ago, we got a call, and we were told, hey, he's ready to come home. And so I had to run out and build a wheelchair ramp so we could get him in the house before I had a chance to get the broadcast going. So luckily made it in just the nick of time, so we can actually get the show started and get the broadcast out to everybody. So that way the non-wing guys can get a little love tonight. So should be a pretty fun race. Charlotte is my favorite track. Hands down my favorite dirt track. Overall, my favorite dirt track for the midgets would be Kokomo, but I mean, for just out of all the cars with everything, Charlotte, I love this track, and it's usually pretty good racing, so we'll hopefully get a pretty good show tonight, even though, like I said, the tire has been the focus of many people's complaints over the last couple of weeks. And as you can see, just looking at the track, takes much longer to run in the track now with this new tire model on these dirt midgets. Really long time. Normally 2 minutes and the track would be slicking off. Now with this new tire model, it takes a really long time. And the track will stay mostly tacky throughout the night. Yeah, thanks, John. I appreciate it, man. A lot of people have been praying for him. Like I said, he's very lucky. Very lucky. We all are. We're very lucky that he's still with us. So all in all, we're very fortunate. But all right, guys, we are going to take a quick second. I'm going to make sure I've got everything set up before we get to qualifying and the racing. So I will be right back, and when we do, hopefully we will have some cars racing out on the track. All right, and hot laps are now just wrapping up, and it looks like guys are gonna start qualifying. So let's see who we got up first. Take a look at Dustin Griffiths here on his qualifying run. You can hear just how much you've got to let off the throttle. Even on a big track like this, the throttle control is so important in these cars. You're maybe getting to 75% throttle, even on a track this size. It's really, really critical that you are very easy with the throttle. You can see how hooked up the car has to be. Front tires off the ground. And Dustin Griffiths lays down. Looks like the fourth fastest time with a 16.78. It looks like everybody else is pretty much qualified. Gregory Lamy on the track. Let's see if he can top it. Fast time right now is Jake Sonnentag with a 16.583. Lamy's first lap, 16.594, so he's 1/100th of a second off of Sonnentag. We'll have to see if he can better it this lap. And no, he doesn't. Second lap comes in at a 16.621, so that will put him second quick overall, and it looks like we've got everybody in. So Sonnentag, quick time with a 16.583, followed by Greg Lamy at 16.59. Then Larry Foster, Gunnar Harris, Brandon Garman, Mace Germain with a 16.76. And he beat Dustin Griffiths by 1/1000th of a second. You can see just how close these times are. And like I said, with this new tire model, it is so technical. Just the slightest bit that you are off, and it can cost you big time. So good run by Sonnentag and Lamy. Lamy's first race back in the midgets in quite a while, so we'll have to see how he does when he's got some cars around him on the track. But pretty quick overall, 17 cars tonight, so tonight's show should be pretty good. Oh yeah, I saw it, Jordan. Mace Germain, that's awesome, absolutely awesome. Mace Germain and Brandon Garman, could tonight be the night that one of them grabs their first NARC win? All right, as it looks like heat race number 1 is pulling onto the grid. And starting on the pole will be, in the number 3 car, Jake Sonnentag, and to his outside, the points leader in the NARC Dirt Midget Series in the 554, Gunnar Harris. And row number 2 on the inside is Dustin Griffiths, and outside of Griffiths will be Craig Shearman. On the inside of row number 3 will be Colin Murphy, and to his outside, Justin Sherman. So 6 cars, top 4 will be going straight to the feature. Everybody will be making the show tonight, so not too big of a deal, but obviously it's going to be worth starting positions. Now, if you can make it straight to the feature from the heat race, you're going to have a much better starting spot in that A main event. You can see these guys with this new tire, they can't even turn the cars right when you're at a pace. You literally have to put it in reverse. You see Jake's going all the way down to the infield. That is that new tire model that I was talking about during the practice session. These things will not turn at all unless you are under throttle. It's insane. So, definitely looking forward to that in our upcoming build here during week 13. I was one of the few people, I actually liked the tire. I said from the beginning, I do think it could use a lot more forward bite. I like the feel of it, I like the side bite of it, but definitely needs some more forward bite. Yeah, Greg, I'm missing the midgets and the non-wings tonight. Well, that's because I want to broadcast you guys, man. I can never find a broadcaster for the midgets and the non-wing sprints, so I was like, you know what, Bruce, we'll just do it ourselves. So here we are. Born was ESRN, so here we are. So don't worry, I'll be back on the track. Well, not that next week, but the week after. I think there's non-wings are off next week. All right, turn 3 and 4. Sonatag leads him down, and we are underway. Heat race number 1 as Jake Sonatag jumps out to an early lead with Harris right behind him, looking to his inside, coming out of turn 2. And then we've got Griffiths, Sherman, Murphy, and Sherman. Coming out of 4, Sonatag's getting a good run out of the corner. You can see right now the track is still really, really tacky. It's going to be hard to pass somebody unless they make a mistake. And Sonatag got a really good run that time coming out of 2. Jumped out to about 4 or 5 car lengths ahead of Harris, followed by Griffiths and Sherman in that 4th and final transfer spot. Everybody running the low line here at the Charlotte dirt track. And Sonatag's growing that lead now up to about 5 or 6 car lengths as he is slowly pulling away from Gunnar Harris, who's running in that number 2 spot. Griffith sends it in deep, but that does not work out for him there as he slides up the track and lets Harris pull back away, coming out of turn 4. As Sonatag continues to expand his lead as we are coming down to 4 laps to go. So with 3 laps to go, it is Sonatag, Harris in the number 2 spot, Griffiths right behind him in that number 3 spot, and Craig Sheeran in the 4th and final transfer spot, followed by Colin Murphy, and Justin Sherman is now in the pit. So it looks like we've only got 5 cars still on the track in heat race number 1 of the NARC Dirt Midgets here at Charlotte. Greg, if you want to co-host with me for the non-wing, I'm all for it, man. I'll get you on. It's really simple. All you gotta do is be in the Discord with me. And Jake Sonatag takes the white flag here in heat race number 1 as he's got a very big lead over second place Gunnar Harris, followed by Dustin Griffiths and Craig Sheeran in that 4th and final transfer spot. And coming out of turn 4, your heat race number 1 winner is Jake Sonatag, followed by Gunnar Harris, Dustin Griffiths, and Craig Sheeran in the 4th and final transfer spot. All right, up next, heat race number 2. And on the pole, sounds like my co-host for the non-wing race coming up, number 99, Gregory Lamy. Outside of Lamy is Brandon Garmin. On the inside of row number 2, we have Todd Brandt. Outside of Brandt, starting in the 4th position, is Zach James. And then on the inside of row number 3, Bruce Klingen. And to his outside, we've got Kenny Hoffman. So heat race number 2 on the track. Top 4 go straight to the feature. 10 laps of green flag racing here at Charlotte, getting ready to kick off. Track still looks really tacky. As you can see, just a couple of really small slick patches on the track. Like I was saying in practice, this new tire model really takes a long time to run the track in, so it makes for really hard racing in the beginning. It's very difficult to pass when the track is this tacky. You really got to hope for someone to just make a mistake. And, you know, when the track is this tacky and those, you know, guys qualify that fast, they don't normally make mistakes. That's why they're up front. So it's going to be really difficult to make any moves here in this heat race as Lamy brings him down to the green flag. He got a great jump coming out of turn 4. It's Lamy, Brandt, Garmin, and Klingen moving up already into the 4th and final transfer spot as we've got 3 wide with Garmin, James, and Klingen. They're battling for that 4th and final transfer spot. Coming out of turn 4 is now they've caught Todd Brandt, and you've got a 4-car battle. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. You can throw a blanket over them as they are 2 by 2 heading down the backstretch into turn number 3 as Garmin gets a run on the outside there, and James and Klingen both split right around Brandt as Brandt went from 2nd to 5th in just a lap. Man, one little bobble and he's dropped back, but Todd Brandt's definitely good in these non-wing cars. Don't count him out. We still got a long way to go as we've just 3 laps down and 6 or 7 more to go. Now James looking to the outside there of Garmin. James, who started 4th in the race, has now moved up. Oh, and Garmin slid up in front of him, and now we got a pile up, and they keep going. Nice save by Garmin, but that is definitely gonna cost him there as he drops back now, and he is now in 6th place. But that opened the door for Bruce Klingen, and he definitely walked through and took advantage of it. Klingen, who's now moved from the back row to 2nd place with James all over his back, but it looks like he's slowly pulling away. And meanwhile, this is doing nothing but giving our leader Greg Lamy the perfect opportunity to just pull away. He's now got about a half a straightaway lead over 2nd place, and he is just cruising right now. Almost a 2-second gap over 2nd place, and it looks like he's found a little bit of a different line. Everybody in the first heat race, if you remember, was running right along the bottom. Lamy looks like he's running through the middle, and it seems to be working for him. Laying down some of the faster laps we've seen all night and slowly pulling away from 2nd place Bruce Klingen, who himself is pulling away from Zach James. If you remember, they were all bunched up racing just a lap and a half ago, and as things have now straightened out, Klingen has definitely started to gap himself over the 3rd place car of James. Well, John, that is one of my favorite movies of all time. I would absolutely love to do that. It is a bold strategy there, Cotton. We'll have to see if it works for him. But meanwhile, on the track, Lamy takes the win here in heat race number 2 So that'll put him outside pole of the feature, and he is followed by Bruce Klingen, Zach James, and Todd Brandt came back and got the 4th and final transfer spot in heat race number 2. So now, gritting up on the track, our 3rd and final heat race for tonight's NARC Dirt Midgets here at Charlotte. And on the pole, we've got Larry Foster. Outside of Foster, we've got Mace Germain. On the inside of row number 2, we've got Tony McGill. And outside of McGill is Daniel J. Adam. And in the 5th starting spot, we've got Todd LeBoux. So, 5 cars, top 4 go straight to the feature, and 10 laps here for our 3rd and final heat race of the night. And once again, as you can see, these guys, very, very difficult to get these things going. Like I said, that tire model makes it, for those of you who have ever been on iRacing and driven these dirt cars before, you know what it's like to pace a big block modified. Well, trying to get going in a dirt midget makes pacing in a big block modified feel like you are driving a 1977 deuce and a quarter. Like, it's like the easiest thing in the world. It's like you're in a Cadillac. These things they're so difficult to get going. Now, once you get them moving, they're fine. But until that point, it is a different story. All right, here we are, 3rd and final heat race. Foster brings him down, and we are underway as Larry Foster jumps out to an early lead over Mace Germain, followed closely by Tony McGill and Daniel Adam. Oh, and Germain slides up the track as Adam gets underneath, and Germain cuts back under. Nice move, picking up that front end. You can see it's very hard to get that car to turn for him. Really hooked up as we are 1 down with 9 more to go, and Germain gets another run coming out of 2 and gets underneath Adam. As we head into turn 3 and 4, coming out with Germain running second now as Adam slides up underneath, and this time he got the move, blocked him. Germain not able to cut back underneath, so it is Foster in the lead who has pulled away, followed by Daniel Adam, Mace Germain, and Tony McGill in that 4th and final transfer spot. Foster, like every other leader in the heat races so far, Sonatag and Lamy, has pulled a nice size lead over the 2nd place car. This is what we've seen so far in the last 2 heat races. Everybody else is battling for position, and the leader is just pulling away. And Foster has repeated exactly what we just saw from Lamy and Sonatag. He has definitely got himself a nice size gap and pretty much ensured himself a very nice starting spot in the feature, as Mace Germain has now gotten back around Daniel Adam, and he is pulling away. Germain keeps blinking out. Looks like he's got a little bit of a connection issue, but when he's on the track, he's definitely looking good, as now Tony McGill looks to be inside of Daniel Adam. Adam, who's moved up the track, seems to be running a little bit of a cut down line, gets in there a little high and tries to cut down, then comes back up. But McGill's definitely getting a run on him coming out of the corner. We'll have to see if he can catch him and make the move as we come down with just 2 laps left in heat race number 3. Adam goes way up into the marbles, tries to cut down and get a run, but McGill's right there by him on the inside. This time he gets him, he's coming out of 4. Adam got a little bit of a run on him, but McGill looks to the inside once again. And that cut down line for Adam seems to be holding on just enough as the white flag is now out. So in the lead, we've got Larry Foster, Mace Germain, and then Daniel Adam and Tony McGill battling here for 3rd and 4th position. And back to our leader Foster coming out of turn 4, and he will win heat race number 3 here at Charlotte, followed by Mace Germain Daniel Adam, and Tony McGill. So those four will go straight to the feature, as now we will look at our B main event, which is basically just for positioning to see where you are start. Everyone will go to the feature. And starting on the pole of our 10-lap B main event is Colin Murphy. Outside of Murphy is Brandon Garmin. In row 2, starting in the 3rd position, is Todd Laboob, and outside of Laboob is Justin Sherman. And starting in the 5th and final spot here of the B main, we've got Kenny Hoffman. So, 10 laps, everybody will make the feature. This is really to just kind of run in the track and set the starting field for the A main event. Alright, the pace truck has pulled off the track as Murphy and Garmin lead us to the green flag for the B main. 10 laps and we are under green as Murphy jumps out to an early lead, followed by Garmin, Sherman, and looks like Hoffman got a good jump there, moved up in a spot as Laboob fell back on the start. Garmin looks to the inside of Murphy there, as now we've got 3 wide going through turn 2 as Sherman got a good run. Oh, gets a little loose there coming out of turn 2. Still be able to keep track with them as Garmin's looking for a move to the inside of Murphy. Murphy still pulls away. You can see we've moved up further into the track. Cars running right through the middle there as the bottom has finally started to slick off a little bit. Cars running up on the marbles, and it looks like that's working for Murphy. He's getting a great run out of the corner as Garmin slides up the track, leaving the door open for Sherman, and Sherman cuts down and gets that 2nd place position from Brandon Garmin. Garmin, oh! Just catches Sherman going into the corner there. Sherman saves it. Garmin, oh, Sherman, I spoke too soon. Sherman does not save it. Gets spun around. Garmin hit the wall, and he's going to be done in this B main. And back up front is Colin Murphy, and that opened the door for Kenny Hoffman, who was able to move up into the 2nd position, who is now followed by Todd Laboob and Justin Sherman in the 4th and final spot as of right now. So Murphy with a good sized lead over 2nd place Kenny Hoffman right now. As we've got 4 laps remaining in this B main event. And with 2 laps to go, Murphy with a 2-second gap over 2nd place Kenny Hoffman as he heads into turn 3. Murphy looking to win the B main as he comes down out of 4 to get the white flag. 1 lap to go for Colin Murphy here in this B main, followed by Kenny Hoffman and Justin Sherman in 3rd, and Todd Laboob has also now pulled into the infield. So 3 cars left on the track. As your winner of the B main, Colin Murphy takes the checkered flag, followed by Kenny Hoffman and Justin Sherman. So that's going to do it for the heat races and the consolations. Coming up next will be our 30 lap A main event. But first, we've got a warm-up, which I imagine we might see the cars run just because the track probably needs to be ran in a little bit more. And they are going to run the warm-up. So this will be definitely a good opportunity for these drivers to not only get a chance to run the track in more, but to get a feel, because even though the track isn't changing much, when it does change, it can feel really big for these cars with this current tire model because of the way that they react. The cars, like I said before, don't have a lot of forward bite right now with this current tire, even when the track is tacky. So as it slicks off, it can be really, really difficult to find some drive if you don't have the car dialed in. So we'll see these guys run this for a few minutes, hopefully get these cars dialed in, and we can get some good racing in the feature tonight. And so far here in the warm-up, it looks like the fastest car on the track is our pole sitter, Jake Sonntag, but he's closely followed by Laney and Griffith. So should be a pretty close battle up front tonight in the feature. If the track continues to wear as it has, we'll have to wait and see what happens. It should be a pretty good battle. At least that's what we're hoping. Nobody goes to a racetrack because they want to be bored. And there it is, folks. As you can see on the 82 car, that is the greatest secret weapon in all of dirt racing on iRacing. If you don't know what you're looking at, you are missing out, because it's the rock screen. If you don't run one, get it on your car immediately. Just ask the 82 car. It's done wonders. If he wins tonight, I will almost guarantee that he will thank the rock screen for doing it. As you can see, this track is just not slicking off. Yes, that's right, Shake and Bake, rock screen. I gotta tell you, it does help. I was shocked when when he told me about it, I tried it in Kings Royal, and it did wonders for me. I was amazed at it. Well, John, that is an interesting question that you asked there, and as a matter of fact, there is, because I have it. So myself personally, I have the T300, and I got the Sparco Rally Wheel. It is 2 inches bigger in diameter. It was one of the best things I ever invested in because you don't have to turn the wheel as much, especially for cars like the non-wing sprint cars, the midgets, where you're crossed up a lot. So yeah, did a huge amount. So yeah, the Sparco Rally Wheel. That's what I would recommend for you because that's what I got. All right, so it is time for the A main event. As we've got 17 cars griding up for this 30-lap feature race, and leading them to the start on the pole is Jake Sonntag, and starting to his outside in the number 99 car is Gregory Laney. In row 2, starting in the 3rd position is Larry Foster. Starting to his outside, we've got the NARC Dirt Midget points leader at this time, Gunnar Harris. Starting in the 5th position in the 21 car is Bruce the Boss Klingen. And to his outside, we have got Mace Germain. And row number 4, starting in the 7th position is Dustin Griffiths. And outside of Griffiths is Zach James. Starting in the 9th position is Daniel Adam, and joining him to his outside, starting in the number 10 spot, is Craig Sheeran. Starting in the 11th position is Todd Brandt, and outside of Brandt in row number 6 is Tony McGill. Starting in the 13th position, we've got our B main event winner, Colin Murphy, and outside of Murphy is Kenny Hoffman. Starting in number 15 spot is Justin Sherman. Outside of Sherman, we've got Todd LeBoob. And starting in the number 17th position, we have Brandon Garman. So, 30 laps here in the NARC Dirt Midgets A main event, and we are underway as Sonntag jumps out to an early lead, followed by Laney, Harris, Foster, and Klingen as your top 5. Harris goes up to the outside, Foster down low, and Bruce Klingen threads the needle in between them. That was an incredible move to move up to the 4th position as he now looks to the outside of Foster, and he's got to run out of turn 2, and he's gonna get it, it looks like. Oh no, Foster battles back, and Klingen now got the run on him. Gets around Foster, moves up to the number 3 position, makes it stick that lap, as he is definitely on a move here early on in this 30-lap A main event. Up front, Jake Sonntag has got Greg Laney all over his back as Laney looking to make a move, cutting down, coming out of 4 there, gets a run, and Sonntag still holding on. Sonntag running kind of a little cut down line there through the middle of the track, and that gave him a huge run coming out of the corner, and now we are under caution. So caution out for the first time of the night here on lap number 4 of this 30-lap A main event. All right, one to go as your leader, Jake Sonntag, out in front, followed by Greg LeMay and Bruce Klingen in the number 3 position. Then it's Griffiths, Foster, Harris, James, Adam, Germain, and Shearman, your top 10 here in this NARC Dirt Midget A main event. All right, pace truck is off, and Sonntag gets the jump on LeMay, and that was a good one as he jumps out really, really quick. LeMay catches up, though, coming back out of turn 4 as Klingen looks to the inside of LeMay there. Got to run. Klingen's definitely showed to have a really fast car so far here in the early portion of this race as he looks to the inside of LeMay, coming out of turn 4 as they come down side by side. LeMay definitely gets a run coming out of the corner there, and that opens the door under Klingen for Dustin Griffiths as he looks to the inside of that 21 car as they're 3 wide through turns 3 and 4. And as they're doing this behind him, Sonntag's looking in his mirror saying, "Thank you very much, guys. I will take it," because he is slowly pulling away from this 3-car battle for the second place position as Griffiths falls back just a little bit heading into 3, and Klingen pulls right back to the inside of LeMay as they come out of turn 4 and into turn 1. LeMay's definitely got the top side working as he's getting a huge run out of the corner, and caution is back out on the track here on lap number 8. And as you guys are no doubt seeing right now, as I mentioned earlier, didn't have a chance to get everything done today for the broadcast. I didn't have a chance to get the old transition made for our caution flag. So hopefully next time I broadcast, not including the non-wing race after this, we'll have that all set up and ready to go. So unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to get that created today. I was just being lazy. All right, pace truck is off as we are getting ready to go green flag racing here on lap what will be number 9. Jake Sonntag is your leader, followed by LeMay, Klingen, Griffiths, and Harris. And we are underway, and Sonntag gets another huge jump on LeMay, but this time LeMay does not get caught by Klingen. He was able to keep his distance from that third place car as we head into turns 3 and 4. And now Griffiths looks to the inside of Klingen, looking for that third place position as we are lap number 10 and 3 wide going through turns 1 and 2 there as Klingen up high and Griffiths down low. Harris looked to make a move but was not able to make it stick coming out of turn 2. Sonntag still running that line right through the middle of the track with LeMay up on the wall in 1 and 2 and through the middle in 3 and 4. Slowly closing in. He's definitely creeping up on the leader here. Out of turn 2 and down the backstretch. He's got a run on him, but he just can't seem to catch all the way up as they head down the backstretch. Sonntag seems to get just enough of a run to hold his distance over the second place car of Gregory LeMay. And this time LeMay closes up on him. Definitely he's got a run. LeMay trying a different line this time in 3 and 4, and it looks to have worked for him. He definitely closed up on Sonntag that time, but Sonntag gets back out in front as LeMay closing the gap on him. He seems to have found something with that cut down line there in 3 and 4. He's really closing up on Sonntag. This time he looks to the inside, doesn't have enough to make a move, but we'll see if he can get him this next time by here on lap number 15. This time he's going to go to the outside as they are too wide down the backstretch. Look for LeMay to cut underneath coming out of the corner if he can get underneath him. And he doesn't. He sticks to the high side this time. This time he looks to cut underneath, and there's the move that he was looking for as he gets a run heading into 3. Slide job up in front of Sonntag. Sonntag cuts underneath, able to get back around as they are too wide, coming right across the flag that time. Could not tell who was leading. It was so close. As Sonntag slides up the track, and LeMay looks back underneath, and this time gets in front of him, throws the little slide job on him, slides up the track, and it looks like he might be able to hold it as he crosses the line and slams the door on Sonntag that time. But Sonntag will not give up. He comes back underneath as he now got the lead over LeMay, and LeMay pulls back in front out of turn 2. They're too wide lap after lap. Sonntag can just not get LeMay to stay behind him, and LeMay just cannot make the pass stick. Every time he gets around him, Sonntag comes right back by, and as they are doing this, it is allowing the 82 car of Dustin Griffiths to close in. We're going to have a 3-car battle here for the lead if these two keep exchanging slide jobs like this, because it is allowing Griffiths to pull them in slowly. We've got 20 laps down as LeMay goes for the slide job. Sonntag cuts underneath as he gets back out in front of LeMay. So it's Sonntag, LeMay, Griffiths, Harris, followed by Zach James rounding out your top 5, and then Klingon, Larry Foster, Daniel Adams, Craig Sheeran, and Colin Murphy, your B-main winner, up into the top 10. So solid run for him so far. And the caution is out on the track. Sonntag was able to hold on to the lead. He's still got it as we are on lap 22. And the caution, it appears, was on Zach James. Didn't see what happened. He was running there in the top 5. Oh, there's been a lot of 3 wides tonight, John. I just haven't been the one in the middle tonight. Usually, I don't know if it would be happening tonight because I don't know if I would be as fast as the 99 car there in second place. But usually, over the last few weeks, it's been me who's been battling with Jake Sonntag. He's been my dance partner these last probably 3 weeks, man. Every time I'm battling with somebody, it's him to my inside or my outside. So it's good to see the 99 car take my place on the track for that tonight, because it's been a very, very good battle as the pace truck is off as we are coming to lap number 23. So 22 down, 8 laps to go, and Sonntag gets the jump coming out of turn 4, and this time he's got a good jump over LeMay. But will it be enough? LeMay has definitely been fast over these last few laps, and we'll have to see if he can reel him in as we've got 8 laps to go. So with 7 laps to go, it is Sonntag, LeMay, Griffiths, who's now looking to the inside of LeMay there for the second place position. Griffiths with the slide job on LeMay. Will he get it to hold? LeMay comes back around on the outside. looking for that run out of turn 2, and this is exactly what Sonatag wanted to see. Before, he was battling with the 99 car, allowing Griffiths to catch up. Now Griffiths is battling with that 99 car of Gregory LeMay, and it is allowing Sonatag to slowly pull away. LeMay gets back around Griffiths into that number 2 position, as it is Sonatag, LeMay, Griffiths, Harris, and Bruce Klingen, your top 5 in the NARC Dirt Midget A main event, as we've got 5 laps to go. Sonatag still sticking with that line right through the middle of the track. LeMay cut down, goes high into 3 and 4. Will he look for that cut down line? He cuts back down, gets a run. He's definitely closing in on Sonatag here as we come to 4 laps to go in this 30-lap A main event. And the caution is out once again. So Sonatag has had a heck of a run tonight. We'll have to see if he can close the deal, because he's got 3 very good midget drivers right behind him. Those are the 3 within striking distance: LeMay, Griffiths, and Harris. Klingen in the 21 car is definitely fast enough to win the race. I just don't know if he can get a good enough jump to stay with the leader. That's the thing with these cars, especially with this tire model. It takes a long time to make up a gap, even when you're faster than somebody. You've got to get a good start. If you don't get a good start, you just lose too much time. You can't make it up fast enough. All right, pace truck is off as we are getting ready to go green. We're going to have ourselves a 3-lap shootout here for the win, as Sonatag gets the jump and brings us to the green flag, as he gets about a 4 or 5 car length lead over LeMay, but he slides up the track in the middle, and LeMay gets a huge run out of the corner and definitely closes up that gap. And he's got Griffiths right behind him as we come down to just 2 laps to go. Sonatag, LeMay, and Griffiths. LeMay and Griffiths running pretty much identical lines. Griffiths definitely selling out more for that cut down line, as he got a huge run that time coming out of the corner. But Sonatag right there in the middle is definitely maintaining that lead he's got over the second place car of Gregory LeMay, as we are white flag. Last lap as LeMay cuts down. He's got a huge run on Sonatag. Going into 3 and 4, he's going to slide up in front of Sonatag. Will Sonatag go for the cut down? He's got it. Race to the checkered flag, and Gregory LeMay gets the win on the last lap pass over Jake Sonatag. Man, that was finish. Beautiful job in the 99 car by Gregory LeMay for the win. That is a heartbreaker for Jake Sonatag. He ran a awesome race the entire time, and just on the last lap, LeMay got him. Man, what a race. So your top 10: Gregory LeMay, Jake Sonatag, Dustin Griffiths, Gunnar Harris, Daniel Adam, Bruce Klingen, Larry Foster, Craig Sheeran, Colin Murphy, and Kenny Hoffman, your top 10 for tonight's NARC Dirt Midgets here at Charlotte. So we're going to head over here to the broadcast booth, see if we can get an interview here. And we have got our 3rd place finisher on the night, Dustin Griffiths. Dustin, can you hear me?
Tommy.
Hey, man, heck of a run tonight, man. You caught up with Sonatag and Greg there in the last couple of laps. What were you trying to do there with that cut down line, and did you think you were going to be able to pass him?
I mean, yes and no. It felt like the top six in general was just very even all night. Like you saw three wide racing with me, Bruce, and Zach, and Gunner was right there. The guy behind him was right there, and then obviously we were trying to get the Jake and Greg, and those two were the cars to beat all night. So it was just coming down to when the track got slick and the lanes started to open up. It was just who can hit it and who had the best throttle control.
Speaking of throttle control, it's definitely been the key to these cars with the new tire model. What have you been able to kind of figure out the last, couple of races with this, and how has it helped you, especially tonight, because you were definitely fast tonight.
I mean, it's just kind of slower is faster, and as long as you have that mindset going into every race in these midgets, you're gonna figure it out eventually. Like obviously, with it being a half mile, it's not the smaller tracks like we have been at, like Lima and Fairbury. It's a bigger track, it's a longer track, so you think you can get wide open, but really, you don't even want to get the full throttle because the weight is on the front of the car, front of the tires. You got no grip off the corner. So if you get the wide open, even down a straightaway, you're gonna blow your rear tires. And I think that's what you saw you really saw in the feature. Um, so Greg and I were doing the cut line, and Jake was just he was just doing his thing in the middle, and it was just completely just slowing me and Greg down, and it's just how you have to run it, and it worked out for him. And hell, they had a great race. It was fun to watch on that lap, on the white flag lap. I It was just go where they weren't and hope it worked. And out of four, I just kind of smoked the tires, so I just stuck it wide open and just crossed third.
Well, it was a heck of a run, my man, pulling out a third place finish. Before we go, do you have any friends, family, sponsors that you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank Crusted Donut, Catch Fence Apparel, Jessup Logistics, Over the Wall Photography, NARC, and SSR for having a great community and a fun community, a friendly community that anyone can just go to and just have fun. Whether it's a league night or officials, there's always somebody willing to race with you and willing to learn, and that's hard to find now. Just everyone's just rather go to a setup shop and learn it on their own. And here you really learn racecraft, and I think that's one of the most important things to a car. Like you can have the best setup in the world and not know, you just don't know because you don't have the racecraft for it. So I think with what the admins here at SSR are really doing is a great thing. And I'd like to thank you and Esports Racing Network for putting this on broadcast. It's not very often now that you see midgets on broadcast, and I mean, it goes to show that they can still put on a good race with some of the best drivers.
Well, right on, man. Well, heck of a run tonight. Thank you very much for coming out. And there you go, guys. Dustin Griffiths, your third place finisher. Dustin, thanks for coming out, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right. So we got in the booth with us your second place finisher, Jake Sonatag. Jake, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Jake, heck of a run tonight. I know it's probably not the finish that you wanted, but you had a heck of a run for the first, 29 and a half laps. What were you thinking there throughout the race, and what were you trying to do with that 99 car all over you the whole time?
I knew Greg's good in every car, so he's a pro, so I knew I had to figure something out. And I seen that middle line was working for me pretty good. I mean, he'd get a run on me, but I was able to hold him off for quite a while. But on that last lap, he just got a really good run and got to the bottom, and I tried cutting back under him and just couldn't get her done, I guess. But I mean, to lose to Greg is not that disappointing, just because I mean, he's a pro. He's won a lot of races, and this was definitely the best battle I've ever ever had in any race on iRacing. So
Well, you were definitely fast all night. You set fast time. You won the heat race, and you were, leading the entire feature pretty much the entire night. What did you, have or figure out coming into the race that just allowed you to be so quick tonight in these dirt midgets?
I mean, last week at Lima Land when we raced there too, I set fast time and won my heat race. Started on the pole, and I led about 20 of the laps, and then someone got into me and I went to the back. But even, I mean, we had Dustin racing that one, Gunner, and Shea Paulo was racing too, and they were all up there too. But I don't know. I think I've been practicing in them a lot, trying to figure out this tire model because when the tire model first came out, I couldn't figure it out. I was way slower than everybody, and then I just started messing around with setups. I'd run 300 laps before a race. Like tonight, I ran probably close to 300 laps practicing, and I just figured out a good setup, and I went with it.
Well, man, it was definitely working for you. Like I said, didn't get the finish that you wanted, but you've been knocking on the door these last couple of weeks, and I'm sure you'll be in victory lane soon. Because you've definitely been fast, and you continue to be so. So before we go, would you like to thank any friends, family, sponsors, anything like that?
I'll just thank my family and my friends, and thank you, uh, NARC League for putting this on and having good racing. And I mean, every time I race in this league, you can basically trust everybody around you that they're not gonna get into you. You can race them hard, but they're also smart when they're racing around you too. So that's what I love about this league, and that's why I'll keep coming back to racing this league.
All right, my man. Well, there you go, you guys. Jake's on tag, your second place finisher. Jake, heck of a race tonight, my man, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.
All right. Well, in the booth now with us is your winner, Greg LeMay in the 99 car. Greg, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Tommy.
Greg, that was an awesome race, man. You were knocking on the door the entire race. After about lap 10, you passed Jake numerous times throughout the race, and he would come right back by you. Got a run on him and made it stick on that last lap. What were you trying to do? I saw you searching for lines. What did you finally figure out there, and how did you just make that last pass stick?
That might be the highlight reel of my iRacing race right there. That was the last 3 days have had some awesome racing, and this one just takes the cake, though. I mean, me and Jake had that awesome slider battle. We had that awesome back and forth slinky effect going on a couple times, but props to him, props to Dustin, everybody else that up here on the podium. But at the end, I just started driving it like a big block. I started using the momentum a little bit more, and with this new tire build, it felt like no matter what I did, no matter how much momentum I carried into my corner, I couldn't carry it off and pass him or complete the pass and make it stick. And that last turn or the last turn one, I was like, I'm driving this thing as hard as I can off this corner, and I'm gonna try and stick it with a slider on 3 and 4 and pray. And it paid off. It was I think 600ths of a second difference between us at the end, but it's good to get a win coming back from a little hiatus and just a week of awesome racing.
Well, you definitely said it. You had a heck of a run, and you definitely made the move and got it to stick. Now, you had a little hiatus. You have come back, and you've come back with the bang. You did well in the Kings Royal, and you won a race tonight. Are we going to be seeing you more on the dirt tracks, or is this a little little reprieve from your hiatus?
I don't know if I'm going to be on as much as I was this week, but I want to try to get back and run in the NARC League. I have a ton of fun, ton of friends over here. You, Bruce, all the elbows up guys. I mean, I like to hang out with you guys, and you guys have been sorely missed. So I'm going to be back as much as I can, and it might not be 3 days a week, but I want to at least get out and race with you guys as much as I can. So having a ton of fun. Way more fun than I was having before I stopped. It's fun to just come out and hang out with my friends and race, so and not take it so seriously.
Well, it's good to have you back, man. You definitely came back with the bang, getting your win tonight. So before you go, would you got any friends, family, sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I always like to shout out the NARC League. I mean, if people are looking for good, clean, fun racing with a great group of people, check it out. School sim racing. I mean, your company. I mean, you've picked me up from when I couldn't even get around the track on a tacky track to where I'm at today. So huge shout out to you and SSR and the entire community. Elbows Up, Sim Sport, Roof Co, Over the World Photography. Everybody, Jessup's Logistics. We got everybody over there. Billy Rally for making my car look really, really cool. So thanks to everybody for letting me come out and do this and have fun. And it's great to be back. And I'll see you hopefully again soon.
Sounds good, my man. So there you go, you guys. Gregory Lamy, your winner tonight in the NARC Dirt Midgets. Greg, thanks for coming out, and hope to see you soon.
Sounds good, man. Have a good one.
Yep. All right, you guys. So that is gonna do it here for the NARC Dirt Midgets. And once again, your winner, Gregory LeMay in the 99 car over Jake Sonntag, Dustin Griffiths, Gunnar Harris, and Daniel Adam, your top 5. So that's going to do it all for the midgets, but we'll be back in just a few minutes with the NARC non-wing 410 sprint cars at Volusia. So until then, take care.